I tore off my quad muscle, and I contacted these guys, and I came down here, and my doctor said it's going to be 18 months to recover. And in 10, 12 months, I was back running, skiing, and really in good shape. So now, addicted is a strong word, but I want to come once a year. I feel really, and it's not only the physical. Me as a businessman, my brain is so wired. The first 6, 8 months after I've gotten a treatment, if I read a P&L or a balance sheet, I memorize numbers like, wow, like I was like 25 again.
Welcome to the CPI Podcast. I got a patient who's actually become a really good friend in here, Thomas Sparrvik. Thomas, people call me the most interesting man because I look like the Dos Equis guy, not because I'm actually the most interesting man, but getting to know you, your story, your success, your business down here in Mexico, you've given us a lot of advice too. How'd you get started down here? Like, tell us a little bit about what you do.
This started through an acquisition long time ago, around 2007, 2008. It was a smaller little cable harness company down here, and it's a little old tax treaty called a maquiladora. So there's a lot of big companies like Foxconn, Sony, that has maquiladoras down here. Mm-hmm. And a lot of us businessmen that live north of the border, we come and cross once a week, and it's kind of natural to go down here. And how it works is we buy components in the States, all U.S. components from a bill of material, and we use cheaper Mexican labor down here to assemble it, and then you ship it back within a year is the max time frame. So it's down here, I build all the kiosks for McDonald's. I build all the slot machines for Vegas, Reno, and Macau. So that's my business down here. That's how I got used to this side of the border.
So you came from Sweden to here,
yeah,
right? And I think you told me you were like involved first in like aerospace stuff, right?
Yeah, we do aerospace as well. So I serve a lot. And the reason we do a lot of aerospace in Mexico is to make a cable harness with maybe 20 cables. It takes, maybe 2 hours in America and 2 hours here. Mm-hmm. But the problem with aerospace is every cable needs to be tested like 5 times, and it has to be documented, because there is the traceability in every airplane. They can trace everything. And that's how, suddenly there is like 7 to 10 hours into a cable harness instead of 1 or 2 hours. And that's why a lot of the aerospace is done here as well in this region.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. Like, I talk to a lot of people that come down here on the phone, or people I meet that think that like, everything's cheaper or crappier or everything down in Mexico. But my experience is people work really hard here. We're always getting complimented on how good our doctors and nurses and stuff are. But I think if more people knew, for instance, how many airplanes are flying around with Mexican made that wouldn't be crashing if it was poorly made stuff. It's
a very warm culture. They're very hardworking. They're very warm people. And the problem in this region is the 1 or 2 incidents a month with the 0.1% criminals. Or like last week, somebody was murdered here, and it was big news in San Diego.
Yeah,
27-year-old, and it's like happening every afternoon in LA. And nobody.
LA is terrible. I feel safer down here, and especially the part of TJ where we're in. It's really nice. I drive a nice car. Yep. There's 2 Lamborghini Urises in my parking lot. That's a $500,000 car down here, and. But I was up in LA recently, and it's like, damn, you can just feel the shadiness, the sketchiness. We stayed at the Roosevelt, and it was just like, I used to live in Hollywood. I'm like, what happened here?
No, I agree. This region, but I think it's for us that live in Southern California. We're used to cross the border to the region. It's more people from Alabama, Louisiana, the Midwest, and that are a little bit scared. I was sitting next to a patient today, and he was texting his wife, "I'm fine. The hotel was good." Mm-hmm. The wife was more concerned about his well-being, being in Mexico.
Right.
And also when people hear Mexico and needles, it's like the wrong perception. I know very wealthy people that prefer to go do their teeth down here instead of America, because they get better service and people really care.
Yeah.
Look you in the eyes. You're not just in and out. They really, really care. So it's different.
Down by the hospital, like a block away from the hospital, there's a section a whole street block with 9 different dentists on it, lined up right in a row. They have that new city center right across the border there. It's huge, that black giant building. And yeah, I mean, I've done all my dental work down here. Obviously, at the hospital, I just get everything done here. I currently don't even have U.S. health insurance because what for, man? It made my life so miserable.
But I also think with you guys, it also helps that you have American management, American owners for the hospital and what you're doing. So it's like it's a blend of the best, I would say.
Yeah, well, thank you for that.
So and your speech here was absolutely fantastic and on the point, because a lot of people ask me, "Oh, you've been here before, this and this and that," but the way you just, because it's all the people coming here are type A people. They're very hungry.
Yep.
Half of us has ADHD and we don't listen very well. It's like it's the same kind of people and fun people.
I find, good groups, like every time, like you, we became friends through you coming down here. You came here very early on with one of your friends, you were saying. He came down for Crohn's, was it?
Yeah, a friend of mine, Adam, had Crohn's disease. And I said, hey, I have no problem, no issues. I'll go down there just for Fountain of Youth. And then 1.5 years after I've been here, I tore off my quad muscle and I contacted these guys and I came down here and my doctor said it's going to be 18 months to recover. And in 10, 12 months, I was back running, skiing, and really in good shape. So now, addicted is a strong word, but I want to come once a year. I feel really, and it's not only the physical. Me as a businessman, my brain is so wired. The first 6, 8 months after I've gotten a treatment, if I read a P&L or a balance sheet, I memorize numbers like, wow, like I was like 25 again.
Yeah.
So it's also affecting, I mean, I don't know the research, but for me, it's also the brain. Plus, I sleep way less. I wake up eager to go to work 6 a.m. Yeah. And before I get the treatment, I might be a little bit tired. So it's like it's the whole
body.
It's the whole body and the whole system.
I hear that from a lot of people. I mean, everything affects everybody different ways, But, a lot of the athletes say they can work out harder, their rest is better, their cardio goes through the roof, and I know you've been down a bunch of times. I have a lot of guys that come down every 3 months, every 4 months, every 6 months, over and over, especially the athlete guys. They're doing it more to be able to continue to work out hard than they really are for to heal up injuries and stuff like that.
But I think also there's a big play for businessmen, burnt out people that are burnt out brain-wise, not only fighters or high-end tier 1 athletes, because for me, a lot of we work 60, 80 hours a week. There's a lot of pressure on us. Mm-hmm. I have 4,000 employees. Most of them have a spouse and kids. So every night I go to sleep under pressure, responsible for 12,000 people. If you think about their families,
sure,
there's a lot of pressure. So when I come down here, I get 4 or 5 days off. I eat clean. You guys go through everything on me. And it's a total reset of the body that is priceless. It's really... And I feel way more balanced as a human.
Yeah.
But I don't know what's a good time, if it's twice a year, once a year, or depends on age.
That's a doctor question. For me, I don't answer questions like that. For me, I try to do the treatments twice a year, but I think when you have it right here and you can do it anytime. Sometimes I put it out. It goes like 8 months or something. Like that. I did last week. I did a large dose, 150 million IV, and I forget how energized sometimes you can feel from it, because I was like, man, I'm not really sleeping much, but I'm not tired at all, And then sometimes I just charge too far into work, I'm like, it's 2 a.m. I better go ahead and get some rest over here, but.
Do you live down here now, or you commute?
Full time, yeah.
Full time now.
I live down here for almost 9 years now.
Oh, okay.
I go back to Vegas and I try to travel on the weekend and get out of Mexico for a second. But I'm here. I like to be here. I like to hang out with the patients. Like I like to, be there to answer questions for them. Tell them about my experience, my back, my knee. Tell them about the experience of other patients. We have so many returning patients now and so many referral patients. It's always good when somebody like you that's been here, how many times you come down now?
3-4 times now.
Yeah.
I think maybe 3 times. But I have a lot of my friends that want to come just because they see. First time I posted, people were asking me and texting me, Thomas, what is stem cell? And people didn't know. But now it seems like the general awareness is there. So now they're asking me for a phone number and cost and when it's availability. So I see a difference. And 3-4 years, the maturity is up, and probably through these podcasts and other podcasts.
It definitely
because
seems like
you
it's
don't
out there.
really promote it otherwise with ads or
I'm booked out 3 months right now, man. I got to get that hospital done.
Oh yeah.
So we can increase the volume. We have 34 or 35 patients this week. You can see the whole
and
room's
what's the target?
full.
50, 75 a week, or do you have a target?
We gotta bring it up slowly, right? We're training new people and stuff, but I want to make sure the quality of care and everything. I don't just want to double it and throw it in there. So we're really, as the new place comes together, then we'll probably add 5 a week and see how that goes, and then we'll add another 5 a week. We're expanding out with different stem cells to start treating, heart, liver, pancreas, more autoimmune stuff, some of the really tougher stuff. Like a lot of people, they'll do knees and shoulders and stuff like that, but autoimmune is a really hard one, and liver disease, heart conditions, stuff like that. But
what's very, very powerful for this business and the operation is people like myself that there's probably 30-40% returning, or they want to return, or they're trying, because the group that I was with the first time, we still talk.
Yeah.
And we still keep in contact, and everybody, hey, when are you going next? When are you going next? So it becomes like almost like a lifestyle group that you keep track on each other and things like this. So this
a lot of like-minded, a lot of successful people, some celebrities that people don't even know that come down here because they don't put it out on their social media. Yeah. And I've gotten to meet my network has exploded. Yeah. In people that I've gotten a chance to meet.
Your phone book is probably worth a lot.
My phone never stops blowing up, but it's been with some really great people. Some people have been very kind to us. You let us take out the Avicii. If you're ever in Cabo and you want to go on an amazing yacht, the Avicii, it's available for hire. I can't say. I mean, that thing is so cool, man. It's got a nightclub on it.
The lights, the nightclub, and people, everybody that comes back, they're so happy.
Yeah.
A lot of people go down and they do company outings on it. And sometimes they FaceTime me and say, hey, I'm this and that, and I'm here with my family business from Alabama, and I'm so happy to be out. It's the best day of my life. And the guy might be 50 years old, because very few people has been on a yacht and had fun like that.
Beautiful boat too, just cruising around, and it's literally like a nightclub.
It is
on the water.
But you were unlucky. First time there was a storm, or there was.
It got a little wavy, but maybe you were fine with somebody else. You know what I mean? Like I can go with the flow. That's fine. It was an amazing time, man. We really appreciate you letting us cruise out on that thing, man. I can't say enough. If you're in Cabo, you want to have an amazing time, what's the website? Plug the website, man.
No, just Google Avicii or bestcaboyachts.com.
Yeah. Or follow the Avicii Yacht hashtag.
Yeah.
Because I've started following that, and man, there's some parties on that boat. I'm like, damn, how do I get invited
People
to a couple
have
of
parties,
those?
birthday parties, 40, 50, 30, 60, and they get married. I've had 2-3 engagements that I've set up myself. So it's a fun boat. It's
lots of fun toys. Throw some fishing
rods over the side. Good way for me to escape from family business and go down there, have fun for a weekend.
That's awesome. Well, that's great.
Feel welcome to use it for your crew, or if you have company outings as well.
I appreciate that. I'll put it. My birthday's this weekend. If I'd known, I'd be going down there.
Yeah. Oh, it's an easy flight with Valaris here, right?
Man, I'm gonna get that Cirrus, and I'm gonna just fly myself down there.
No, but you need a license to cross the border, don't you?
I know. I'm working on it.
Okay.
First step, I gotta get full pilot license, and I gotta get IFR. Yeah. And then I'll be good to go. So maybe next year's birthday, I'll be able to fly myself down there. So I'm definitely excited to be able to do that, man. Well, cool, Thomas. Thanks for coming on, sharing everything, man.
Thank you.
Can't thank you enough for all your support that you've given us down here with business, your experience, and opening up your phone book to some of the people that you know. If anything I do for you, let me know.
Thank you, everyone. I can highly recommend this, and please feel free to reach out to myself for references as well.